Hi again, I told you I'll be back soon. So I have another unboxing for you this evening or morning or afternoon or whatever time it may be that you are watching this. So this is a box that I do regularly. It's not a monthly box, so obviously it's not one that you'll see as often as some of the others that I do. But this is one that I've been getting for a couple of years now. It's a quarterly box and it comes all the way from America. So it's FabFitFun, which I'm sure most of you will have heard of. Now I'm going to try and lift it up and show you, but unfortunately the delivery company have stuck a massive big delivery label across the top of the box on the logo. So let me just see if I can kind of get this covered up. There we go. So this is the fall box, or autumn if you are in the UK as I am. And so with this box, if you're not familiar with it, as I say, they're based in California, and they offer full-size premium products in beauty, fitness, wellness and home. So there's usually something for everybody in there. Each season, so they obviously are seasonal, you get to choose some of the items in your box. So depending on the membership that you have will depend on how many customization options you have available to you. So if you pay seasonally, which I do, you can choose 4 items to customize and the rest are selected for you by the team at FabFitFun. But if you pay, there's an annual subscription which is called Select, so you pay up front for 4 boxes. And there's a few perks that come with that. So you get to customize before the seasonal members, and you also get to customize your entire box. So they've recently changed that. It used to be, I think it was 5 selections that you used to be able to make, and FabFitFun would do the rest, but now you can pick your entire box if you are an annual subscriber. Now in terms of the prices and things, I will go through all of that very shortly. What I did want to just kind of note is in regards to postage and things, because obviously they're based overseas. For me, I have to pay a little bit extra in terms of VAT and postage, which is understandable. So I believe it's around $10 postage to the UK plus an extra $12 VAT. So when I tell you the prices, I will try and kind of take that into consideration when I'm relaying all of that information back to you. But for now, we'll get into the unboxing. So as I say, I'm a seasonal member, which means I've picked 4 of the items that are in my box and the rest of them have been picked by the FabFitFun team. They also have something called add-ons, which is something that's available a couple of days before your customization window opens. And this is just for you to select any extra items that you want in your box that are heavily discounted prices. And there's from a lot of different categories, really well-known brands. I haven't actually bought anything from the add-ons this time around, which I think is the first time in a fair while that I haven't purchased anything from the add-ons. But what I did do, which is something I've not done before, is in one particular category, and you will see in a second when I'm showing you everything that's inside, but there was one particular category where there were 2 items I couldn't pick between. So what you can do in those instances is if there are 2 items that you would like from the same category, you can pay to have both of them in your box. You just pay a little bit extra. I think I only ended up paying about $8, which I'm not sure what that is in British pounds. The exchange rate changes constantly. So I ended up kind of selecting both of them because I really couldn't choose. But you'll see that when I open it all up shortly, which I'm just doing now. I also love that they put different designs on the boxes every season as well to really fit in. So I'll just kind of show you the little leaves and things that are on the inside there, obviously to signify, again, fall or autumn. There's always a little magazine inside as well, which usually is quite a good read, I'll be honest. There's usually some little bits and bobs in there about what's inside the box. Things to do with discovery of, self-discovery, self-care, exercise, beauty routines, get that fall feeling which we all want. Again, beauty and hair, horoscopes, cooking, all of that food looks amazing. definitely, I always like to look and see if there's anything that I quite fancy making, which there is actually. Crispy chicken thighs with kale and croutons. I think I might give that a try. Oh, chocolate cake with cranberry buttercream too. But in fact, that all looks amazing. Might have to give those a try. There's usually some fashion in there as well. Journaling. There's lots of different things in there for you to look at. So it's always a nice little read for, you know, 10 minutes or so. So I'll just pop that off to the side here. Lovely. So I'm just going to move the little bits of packaging out of the way and then try and hold it up so that nothing falls out, which is difficult, but we'll see if we can. And it's hit me on the head, but that's fine because that's holding it open, so we're all good. Lovely. So what I will do is I'll go in order of what my selections were first, and then obviously I'll show you the items that FabFitFun have selected for me. So the first item typically is the one right at the bottom. So let me just get this out. Wonderful. So it was, I think, I'm not sure if this was my first choice or not. I can't actually remember what the customization options were now. They usually post spoilers of them on their Instagram as well. But it's certainly something I'm going to make use out of, and I'm not sad about it. So it's by Phantom Chef. And it's a frying pan, so it's non-stick, and I'm just going to see, yeah, there we go. So that's on the back there. So ergonomic stay cool handle. There's nothing worse for me than going to pick up your saucepan or your frying pan and the handle being really warm as well, so it's good to know that that won't happen here. It's dishwasher suitable, works for all cooktops, so you can use it on either a gas or an electric hob. But you don't put it in the oven, which I wouldn't put a frying pan in the oven anyway. I'm not sure why anybody would. But I love cooking. Cooking is something that, particularly in the colder season, sorry, when I want warmer food, I really love to experiment. In the summer and spring, not so much, because I don't particularly want warm food, but definitely in the autumn and winter, or fall and winter, it's certainly something that I like to do more of. So I'm just going to try and get this out. 1 second. There we go. Oh, it's quite deep as well. I wasn't expecting that. So here it is. So it's quite cute, nice little size, perfect size for me really, because obviously I'm just cooking for myself, so I don't need massive portions really either. I'm somebody that doesn't have a massive appetite. I like food, but I don't have a big appetite. So this, perfect for me. I love the colour. It's also got the metal on the bottom there. I love the feel of this handle as well. That's really, really nice. It's really smooth, but it's a decent kind of sturdy grip as well. So definitely something I'm looking forward to using. It's all wrapped in bubble wrap, so I'm just going to pop it back in the packaging just for the time being. Since I started subscribing to FabFitFun, I seem to have acquired quite a lot of homeware items and things, which is something that I never would have thought I would have done, but I have no regrets. Everything that I've got from them, in terms of, well, pretty much every item I've ever got from them, to be fair, but all of the lifestyle and homeware items have all been really good quality, absolutely gorgeous, really different, really unique, and things that I maybe wouldn't have thought of purchasing myself, you know, if I'd seen them in a shop or anything. And obviously, because it's an American box, a lot of the things that are featured inside are not necessarily things that are easy to come by over here in the UK, so it's a really good opportunity for me as well to try out things that maybe I wouldn't ordinarily get a chance to. But that's item number one, or my selection, my first selection. So I'm going to run out of space on my counter here. Okay, so the second, I'm trying to remember what the second choice was. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was. So the next one is probably pretty predictable for me. This was my first choice. It was definitely something that I wanted. I use similar things to this already, but I always like to have things as a backup for when I run out of the one that I'm currently using. And this is a brand that I haven't actually tried before either, so it's kind of a double whammy. But this is a brand, I believe they're called Babe. Yeah, that sounds Elixir Cosmetics, and it is a lash serum. So this is a 3-month supply, it says at the bottom there. So you apply it at night, I usually do, just kind of above your lash line here. So I guess as you would maybe with eyeliner, which I'm terrible at applying, but you then allow it to dry, and you use it 2 or 3 times a week. So let me just see here. So it's infused with biotin and amino acids. 88% of people saw longer looking lashes within 6 weeks, and 86% saw bolder looking lashes within 6 weeks. 90% of people felt more confident in their natural lashes. And it's also, which I'm delighted to see, cruelty free. So there's the little Leaping Bunny logo there, which I'm always very, very happy to see on any packaging. So yeah, very excited to give that a try. I like the ones that are sort of, I think this one's like got an applicator on it, rather than the ones that are like the droplets, because I find these ones are much easier to apply. It's much less mess, and not as much product ends up going to waste. I'm not sure what the retail prices of these items are. I don't have them written down anywhere, so what I will do when I write the review up, that will all be shared there. But that was item number 2, or my selection, second selection. So my third selection, now I will admit, when it came to me selecting items from customization 3, I wasn't too inspired by the options that were left. There were a couple of things that had been in that category that I did want that were unfortunately unavailable, which is the risk that you take with being a seasonal member. Obviously, select members have got to choose, I think it was a couple of weeks before. So, you know, fully appreciate and fully understand that sometimes the things that I want are not necessarily available. So I went with something that maybe I wouldn't ordinarily have picked, but could potentially come in handy. So these are a set of packing cubes. So I'll just show you here. And they are by, I think, Understated Leather. Life is a Highway packing cubes. So basically, let me just try and get them out of the packaging here, and I will tell you what they do, or what they are. So basically what happens is they're 2 different sizes, and they open up with the zip there, and you pack your items that so if you're going on holiday, you pack your items in there, and then you put these into the suitcase. So what they're designed to do, so there's 2 different ones, 2 different sizes and prints. Basically what they're designed to do is actually save you space in your suitcase, which I think is quite a novel idea, and particularly for me, I'm usually someone that's having to sit on my suitcase to get it to close. I'm sure there's probably a lot of girls out there, a lot of guys probably as well, that can relate to that. So I think something like this that might potentially save me space in my suitcase could potentially come in handy. I don't have anything booked at the minute in terms of holidays, but it's certainly something that I'm considering. Certainly something that I'm in much need of, particularly after the last couple of years of not being able to go anywhere. So I'm definitely looking forward to giving these a try when it does come to me jetting off to much more sunny and tropical climes. So I'll just pop these back into the bag there. So yeah, that was my my third even selection. And then, so selection number 4 was the one that I couldn't decide. So what I did was I picked one of the items, and then I paid, I think it was an extra $8 to add the other one in as well. And I kind of justified that by saying, well, I haven't shopped anything from the add-ons this time, so that's my logic. But the first one is, again, something that's going to come in very, very handy in the kitchen. And it's the Apare, I think that's how you say it, a vegetable chopper. So this obviously is, I'll just show you the side here, you pop little bits of vegetables in there and it will chop them up for you into small pieces. So I think there's a couple of different, yeah, so you can't put like massive things in there, but I wouldn't do that anyway. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything else here. You can put it in the dishwasher, which is always good to know. So I'm just going to open the box up and then get the item out. It's all wrapped in bubble wrap. And So here it is. So you pull this here and you can see that it's going round. I love that. So and then you press that and you twist and it opens out. So nice and easy to use, nice and easy to clean as well, which is always a bonus. And it's just something that's probably going to save me quite a lot of time. Again, as I mentioned, I do really like cooking, but I do find that kind of the chopping stage of cooking quite boring at times, and also I'm quite accident prone, so I have been known to cut myself. So something like this, while I'll probably have to put a little bit of initial work in to cut the pieces up to fit in here, it'll definitely save my fingers a lot of tension from wondering which one of them is going to get chopped. So very happy that I picked that, and that was definitely something that when I saw it I was like, yeah, I need that in my life. It's something I've been looking at for a while in terms of similar items. So I like things as well because this is quite small. I don't have a lot of space, as you can probably see. This is my kitchen, and there's not much more space in here than you can see. There's just a tiny little bit off to this side here. So I like things that are easy to store, don't take up a lot of room, but are just that really kind of handy and convenient when you need them, and this definitely fits the bill. So I picked that, but also there was another item in there that I really wanted, and I was like, I can't not have it, purely for selfish reasons, of course. But it was the Luxie Enchanted Eye set. So there's 4 different eye brushes in there. So they're all vegan, they're all cruelty free, and there's a flat definer brush, a concealer brush, a blending brush, and a short shader. Now, I am not an expert by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to applying makeup. However, I am trying to kind of get a little bit better, trying to experiment a little bit more with particularly my eye makeup. I do quite like to accentuate my eyes. So this sort of thing is going to come really handy for making sure that I have the right tools available to me to make sure that hopefully all of the different looks that I'm trying out go, you know, relatively smoothly. So definitely looking forward to putting these into practice. I love Luxie brushes as well, so I managed to nab one of their sets in the add-ons. I can't remember if it might have been spring, and I was very excited about that. So got another lot to add to the collection there. So they were both from my customization fork because I couldn't choose. And then the remaining 2 items are ones that have been picked for me by FabFitFun. Now they've done a great job. To be fair, there hasn't really been that many times where they haven't done a great job. But this is actually, I was considering buying another one of these the other day, so now I don't have to, which is brilliant. But it's Daily Concepts, and it's the Daily Hair Towel Wrap. So this is ideal for taking care of your hair after a bath, shower, or during any beauty ritual. So it helps to reduce frizz, reduce drying time, and eliminates the risk of split ends and excessive damage. And it can be used on almost any length and texture of hair. So I love using things like this because I can just pop my hair in it after I've washed it and then just kind of potter about and get on with my day until I'm ready to deal with my hair. And it's just, it kind of keeps it out of the way, it stops it from dripping everywhere, and I know that it's at least not kind of damaging it in the way that, say, a heat styling tool would, or kind of rubbing it with a towel quite excessively. So I'm very excited to have another one, very happy to have another one. It might not be the most exciting item, but it's certainly an essential for me, and it's something that I use very, very often. So I'm definitely going to get use out of it, and I'm happy to have another one. And then the final item that they've sent me, again, is another brand that I'm very familiar with and happy to see, and it's Balance Me, and it's their Wonder Eye Cream. So this is an award-winning cooling gel which nourishes, smooths and soothes with aloe and hyaluronic acid, whilst also illuminating dark shadows. So I am just going to have a look here and see if there's anything else that it says on the side here. Hyaluronic acid, it's got witch hazel in there as well for all skin types, which is good to know. I do use eye cream. I find, particularly since I turned 30, I have been kind of dealing with the early signs of like bags and dark circles under my eyes, which aren't helped, particularly in the summer months, by hay fever and kind of rubbing them constantly because they're itching. Also sitting in front of a screen all day, not helpful. And just kind of the lack of sleep that can sometimes come from life in general. So I do like to use a good eye cream, and I am currently coming to the end of the one that I'm using, so this could not come at a better time. But here's the little tube. I'm just going to see, so it's 15 millilitres, but obviously with it being an eye cream you don't need to use that much, so it should last quite a while. And it's got the little pump dispenser as well, which I find much easier to use than if it was in like a little pot or something. One, because of the nails, and two, because you get the exact amount of product that you need with this. So that is all of the items in my FabFitFun for fall. That was a lot of F's. So in terms of the prices then, so as I mentioned, there's two different subscription types. So the seasonal, you pay $49.99 per season. Now if you're in the UK, again there's those extra charges with the VAT and the delivery, so it comes at about $71.99, which is about 50 odd pounds, I think. I'm not too sure of that. But the select box, even though you pay more up front, so you're paying $179.99, you obviously get those extra perks, extra benefits of getting your box first. You get to customize first, you get to customize more items, early access to the add-ons, all that sort of thing. I'm not sure what that is in pounds in the UK either. Again, not very good at maths, not my strong point, but I'll put it all in the review anyway. So that's everything inside. I'll just do a quick recap and then we'll be all done. So we had the two items from FabFitFun were the Balance Me Wonder Eye Cream and the Daily Concepts Daily Hair Towel Wrap. And then my selections were from selection 4. I picked two because I couldn't choose. So there's the Luxie eye brushes and the Apare vegetable chopper. Getting things back in is going to be a nightmare. My customization 3 was the packing cubes, a set of 2. Customization 2 was the Essential Lash Serum. And finally, my first customization option was the Phantom Chef frying pan. So very pleased again with my items. They do seem to have rectified things since there was that little bit of an issue. I think it was fall last year actually that there was the problem. It might have been winter. No, it was winter. It was winter last year when there was a slight issue with the items. I'm trying to get everything back in. There we go. So I'm not going to kind of rehash old wounds, but they've definitely redeemed themselves since. I've been happy with all of the items inside. There we go. And again, new discoveries every single time. There's always something in there that I'm never really sure if I'm going to like it, or I'm maybe a little bit kind of thinking, oh, I wouldn't have picked that normally. But it always surprises me. And also there are some things in there that I'm like, yep, definitely want that, and it completely lives up to all the expectations that I have. So that's everything, and I'll just very quickly show you the box again. So here it all is, all inside. And yeah, that's everything that I was going to show you. I'll be doing, as I always do, a review of it in the next sort of week or so, once I've had a chance to at least try a few of the items out, probably the vegetable chopper and the frying pan at least. And I will of course be sharing pictures and things on my Instagram as usual as well. So keep a lookout for that. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.